Hi, hello, welcome, hope you're doing well. My name is Susan, but call me Suzu, and this is the first ever draw with me that I'm recording. It is actually the second time when I'm recording the audio, because I unfortunately didn't put my mic on, and, well, what can I tell you? At the start, apologies for my English. I am not a native speaker, and my accent is kind of wacky, to be honest. But, well, let's begin, shall we? Making this video, I had the intent of talking to you about making that very first step, because it takes a lot to make that very first step into something you don't know. And for the longest time I was dreading my first step into filmmaking territory and making even the smallest videos on YouTube. My first thought was that I will do it when I finally have the professional equipment, finally have this, super duper expensive equipment. But then my second thought was, what if I don't like filmmaking? What if my YouTube fails? What if I am not cut out for that? Which is the entirely opposite what I thought when I started drawing. When I was little, I started drawing because I was enjoying it, and then kept on doing it because I liked drawing so much. And I never thought that I was better than others or that I was worse than others. I just thought I really enjoy it, so I'm going to do it. But with filmmaking and trying to get the gist of Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, and even the godforsaken Audacity, it was a lot. Years ago I had this situation when I was watching so much Disney Channel that I dreamt of going to a music school and learning how to play a guitar. So my mom signed me up, and I didn't like it. I so much hated it. My fingers hurt so much while playing the guitar, and what else can I say? I wasn't into it as I suspected I would be, and maybe it was because of this Disney charm, and that was kind of disappointing because I lost money on the guitar, I lost money on the lessons, and ever since what I'm putting my finances into, because I don't want to waste money on something that in the end becomes my disappointment. The other doubt was, what if I'm not good at first? And I think that is reasonable, because if you've never tried anything, then, well, how are you going to be good at something if you've never tried it? And what if my videos suck? What if my voice breaks? What if my English isn't good and no one understands me? And what if while recording I forget how to draw? It's like, I got so much anxiety and my overthinking, and my brain was running like a freaking marathon. That was just one huge excuse for myself, my inner self, not to try and just punch myself and say, congratulations, you didn't try. But my whole view started changing when I noticed illustrators I really liked, but they didn't show any speed paints or nor process videos, and my thought was pretty simple. I wish they showed me how they make it, because I really want to learn from them. And later I got not direct kick in the ass when I saw Lawrence, aka Ayops, I hope I'm pronouncing your nickname right, videos, and that also got myself, and that also built up my courage to try myself, to show my process, to do even the simple draw with me. So thanks so much, Lauren, if you're watching this. I kind of feel like mentioning it because I grew up in a place where people used to say that you have to be 100 original, that you cannot copy, etc., etc. Basically, that old school of thinking of art where you cannot use reference pictures, which is stupid. Use reference pictures. If you don't have photographic memory, use reference pictures every time. Every time. So you never feel ashamed for being inspired by other people's work or actions. It's a part of human nature, after all, to emulate, but also to improve upon one another. With that long of a welcome and introduction, let's jump into the artwork process, shall we? The art was inspired by Lumine's tweet, which I know is from April, but many things happened between April and August that I really had a trouble with this artwork. The initial sketch felt very off to me, so I let it be for months, like a fine wine. Sometimes I have the ability to hold up a project. If it's my personal one, I really do not recommend it to do it to commissioners. Never. But there are a week or two when I omit social media and just create artworks, comics, which are published a month or even two later. I developed this habit of hoarding my work and releasing it later after I failed to do 365 days of art in 2019. I think it was 2019. It was around the time I started my Instagram. But after that, this habit of hoarding work, holding it and then releasing it kinda grew on me. And to put it in the simplest words, it gives you a lot of space to breathe as an artist on social media, and it makes the whole process and being on social media less automatic, less like a robot, and more like a human being. But this artwork, oh gosh, excuse me, the sketching part is in the speed paint format provided to you by Clip Studio Paint. But it was in April, and gods, I never thought I would try doing YouTube. I have some speed paints for Patreons, but today I'm drawing Lumine, or female MC from Genshin Impact in Tartalia's swimsuit, based on the Lumine's tweet. Since it's almost the end of summer when I'm recording, but I will probably release it far later because knowing me, I want to edit this video the most perfect way I can at the moment. It probably won't be perfect, but I believe in myself. I always have it off, in terms of wanting to draw something related to holidays. Like, I would draw a swimsuit collection when it's freaking November, or Halloween art when it's like February, and I don't know how to fix that since my art style is not consistent. I would say I am more of a chameleon artist, which I consider actually a good trait, because I plan to work in animation one day. Therefore, it is kinda an okay to have this chameleon trait, but kinda not okay if you try to make it big in social media. Let's talk about the artwork. When I started sketching, I chose the vertical composition, or as I like to call it, the standing rectangle. This type of composition is chosen usually for portraits like l'hypothèse d'Apaha, portrait of monarchy, or the ruling representative. The standing rectangle helps singling out the main subject. It's really selfish-ish central composition, because hardly ever you can stick more than 1 or 2 people in it, and because of that, well, because of what I had planned being multiple figure composition, the vertical composition felt really off. And that was probably due to me trying to force the main figure with several other mini Lumies in mostly dynamic horizontal poses, which were competing for attention with the main Lumine Paimon. And I think till I turned the canvas 90 degrees over, it felt really stuffy and uncomfortable to look at. Really crowded in a way. You didn't even know which one is the main figure and what Lumine I want you to focus on. So learn from my mistakes. Sometimes it is good to turn your canvas 90 degrees if you work in digital art. But if you're a traditional artist, as well as digital one, think of your composition first. Don't make my mistake. Now that I start coloring, to be honest, I prefer coloring every character with flat color first and then do masking layers on the top of that to prevent going over the edges. And to make it all seem clear while I color, I separate the hair, the skin, or the eye color. That is because I prefer to start with a base color, then hit Ctrl U and play around with the sliders so the colors match one another, so I don't have to guess on the color wheel which color I want. I think there's nothing more hideous for me than mismatching colors that compete so much for attention, like you have a very saturated dark blue and then over this you have very saturated yellow. It does not work. It really does not work. Why do you think the Ukrainian flag has a light blue, has this more royal light blue? It's because it fits the golden yellow. And also, when I look at the Ukrainian flag, every time I think of a field full of sunflowers. But when I look at Polish flag, I usually think like, foggy morning, and then there's this field of poppy flowers. Actually, poppy flowers and sunflowers are one of my favorites. So that was really off topic, but also separation of every layer has its also different perks. Like I can shade in Lumine skin, and the shade does not go onto the swimsuit or the hair, so I don't have to erase the axis of the shading color. I usually do not overthink the process that much these days. It's more intuition for me now, which makes drawing more enjoyable. I used to study 4 years in State's Public Art High School, which was a nightmare, to be honest. That's why I procrastinated on this drawing from April till now, because this school forced me into one of the darkest moments of my life, from April till August, and well, maybe one day I will be brave enough to talk about it, but maybe not right now. But I met the most wonderful people at this institution, so that's what I'm thankful for, rather than all of those hours wasted on drawing a perfect, of all of those hours wasted on trying to make a masterpiece in 24 hours, which was not worth it. Because I'm going to tell you that your life will be roughly 60, 80 years old. You've got time to make your masterpiece. But also think about that The Virgin of the Rocks by Leonardo da Vinci, the London edition, because there's two of them. One is in Louvre in Paris, and it was made in 3 years. But the London, the National Gallery, the Virgin of the Rocks, was made in, I think, 7 years. It was around 7 to 10 years. You've got time to make your masterpiece. And thinking that, and the institutions forcing you to make a masterpiece in just 24 hours, it's unrealistic. It's like working in a sweatshop. And unfortunately, the arts, because not only talking about drawing, digital art and painting, but also dance, music, what else? Theater, acting. It takes a lot of your soul to create something that you enjoy, that you care about. It takes a lot of time and practice to understand the meaning and to understand how to communicate without words. Well, unless you are a singer, then you do communicate through words, but you still have to kind of communicate through your interpretation of the song. I am blabbering probably, but I guess this is something that I hate from both art schools in Poland as well as social media, is that forcing this thinking that we, a human being, are obligated to create a perfect masterpiece, to have a perfect life every day of our lives, when it's not realistic. One day I'm going to wake up and it will be the perfect day, it will be the sunny day, I will be happy, I will be walking 5 kilometers all around the city, and I will visit my family, and I will be the happiest human being in this entire country. But the other day I will wake up and it will be foggy, I will be tired, and I will not have any energy to walk, to visit my family, or to do anything. Because life is about ups and downs. Art is about ups and downs. The one day you create the most perfect piece you can, and the other day you cannot draw the left eye. It is perfectly normal. That's what I'm saying. So despite my dark thoughts, I would like to draw sometimes something without any deeper philosophical meaning. Drawing pretty girls. I like drawing pretty girls in swimsuit or lingerie. Why? Because I can, and I do. I can draw them, so I do draw them, because why not? I've spent all of those years learning how to draw, so why should other dictates me what to draw? And well, in the end, I also like to do the plain layer, no masking, and do something which I call overpaint. On the cactus and line art where I want to test something, overpaints on cactus, colors and line arts. Here I wanted to test something which I saw Lauren does, the line arting the shadows, and I gotta say I like the effect it gives. Although I am not sure if I'm going to use it on my full background illustrations, probably not, because I am more of a paintery style artist rather than graphic, and but I like this effect that Lauren does. So, but I like this effect Lauren does. So, one day, maybe there is a work I will do that it will fit perfectly. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna say line arting over the shadows that I painted, I brushed in. It was kind of relaxing in a way. I don't know why. It was just this. The last stage for me is usually hyper focus. But here, here I felt like I was back in the sketching stage. Where in the sketching stage, it is also very weird because usually I get my sketch for commissioners done in 2-3 days. And the commissioners are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to rush you." And I was like, I sketched 3 propositions in an hour because, well, I'm used to sketching fast. It's kind of mindless, but kind of intuitive. Very intuitive process for me. Usually do it in my bed, on my iPad. And I need a cozy space to sketch in. I also like to sketch during the train rides when I commute to my language school. But that was on topic. But that was very off topic. Well, I really hope my voice was soothing for you to sketch, like in the background, and I hope you enjoy drawing alongside me. And well, I hope I will see you soon. And if you can, leave a like, subscribe. Maybe, I don't know, if you like. Visit my Instagram, Twitter, @SueRakasi. Well, I think it's all. So, Susie out.